Welcome, dear viewer. In this video, we journey into the sacred wisdom of the American Southwest, a place of ancient voices, dry deserts, and hidden warnings. The Hopi people, one of the oldest and most spiritually rooted tribes in North America, have long spoken of a time when the earth would shift beneath our feet. A prophecy whispers, "The ground shall split, and waters shall flood the desert. The shaking will awaken the people." This is not just poetry. It is a warning, and perhaps a promise. For generations, the Hopi have warned of a coming purification, a time of earthquakes, floods, and great change. The land cracking, the desert flooding, not only in the physical sense, but in the moral and spiritual landscape of our lives, as California trembles on its fault lines, and drought-stricken deserts witness unusual storms. Could these events mirror the prophecy? Or is the deeper message about us, about returning to balance, to harmony with earth, to humility before the Great Spirit? In this video, we'll explore this powerful Hopi vision, its ancient roots, its symbolism, and what it might mean for our modern world. Stay with us. And if this message moves you, please like, share, or support our channel. Let us walk this sacred path together. The Hopi are one of the oldest continuously inhabited cultures in North America. Their roots stretch back thousands of years. High on the desert mesas of Arizona, their villages rise like sacred sentinels, watching the horizon, guarding the stories of time. Hopi prophecy is more than myth. It is a living tradition, passed down through generations of elders and spiritual leaders called the Kikmangwi. At the heart of their wisdom is a powerful vision of time, a sacred cycle of worlds. According to Hopi belief, we are now living in the fourth world. But this world, like the three before it, is destined to end. Why? Because of mankind's arrogance, our greed, and our growing disconnection from the earth. The first world ended by fire, the second by ice, the third by flood. Now, the fourth faces its own purification. Earthquakes will shake the land. Waters will cleanse the deserts, not just as punishment, but as a chance to return to balance, to walk again in harmony with creation. The prophecy begins with a dramatic warning. The ground shall split. At first, it might sound symbolic, a metaphor for division or upheaval. But the language is direct, visceral, almost geological. In today's world, this line could point toward one of the most dangerous seismic threats in North America, the San Andreas Fault, stretching through California. The San Andreas is not just a crack in the earth. It's a sleeping giant. Scientists have long warned of the big one, a massive earthquake, possibly magnitude 7.8 or stronger, capable of leveling cities like Los Angeles, toppling highways, and reshaping coastlines in mere minutes. If such a quake strikes, the ground could literally split, fracturing roads, pipelines, and lives. And though Hopi lands lie east of this fault, the spiritual and geological shock waves would ripple far beyond. But there's another place we often forget, the New Madrid Fault Zone, tucked in the heartland, beneath Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee. This fault unleashed some of the most violent quakes in United States history back in the early 1800s. Some say the Mississippi River ran backward. Church bells rang in Boston. If this fault ruptures again, it could split the central United States, even alter the path of the mighty Mississippi. So, what if this prophecy isn't just about the Southwest? What if it's a vision of something much larger? A continental rupture, physically, spiritually, and socially? When the earth groans, we're forced to listen, and perhaps to remember what we've forgotten. What does it mean when prophecy says, "Waters shall flood the desert"? At first glance, it sounds impossible, a contradiction. but both science and spirit suggest deeper meanings. Though the Southwest appears bone dry today, it hides ancient waters beneath. Vast aquifers, forgotten inland seas. A powerful earthquake, perhaps along the San Andreas or New Madrid Fault, could rupture dams like Hoover or Glen Canyon. Floodwaters would pour into valleys and canyons, creating temporary inland seas. The desert might literally flood. Even without a quake, climate change is rewriting rain patterns. Flash floods are already more common. What happens when seismic shifts and rising seas collide? But in Hopi tradition, water is never just water. It is sacred. It cleanses, heals, and transforms. The desert may symbolize a soul grown dry, a civilization lost in pride and disconnection. To flood it means to awaken it. Imagine barren lands saturated with truth. Modern minds soaked in ancient wisdom. So, when the Hopi say, "Waters shall flood the desert," they may not only be warning us of natural disaster. They may be promising us a sacred renewal. The shaking will awaken the people. These words echo like a drumbeat through time. In Hopi prophecy, this is more than a warning, it is a call. Across many indigenous traditions, natural disasters are not seen merely as chaos or punishment. They are corrections, signs from the earth, urging humanity to return to balance. Modern society believes itself powerful. We pave deserts, dam rivers, build towers of steel and glass. We act as if nature is beneath us. But when the ground moves, when mountains groan, we remember. We are not above the earth, we are on it, and under us lies fire. One tremor, and the illusion of control shatters. In the Hopi language, there's a word, koyeniskatsi. It means life out of balance. This is not just about pollution or climate. It's about forgetting who we are. A world driven by greed, speed, and disconnection. A world where we no longer listen to the wind, or watch the stars, or bless the water we drink. The prophecy doesn't only predict destruction. It offers a path back through awareness, humility, and reverence. The shaking is not just physical, it's spiritual. The earth doesn't tremble in anger, but in sorrow, in compassion, in a deep knowing that we must awaken. And if we do, perhaps what rises next will not be fear, but truth. The Hopi elders did not share these prophecies to frighten us, but to awaken us. They speak not in doom, but in wisdom, and they ask us one sacred question. Will you return to harmony before the earth demands it? The earth is not just soil, stone, and sky. It is alive. It breathes with us and suffers with us. The Hopi tend their corn with reverence. They walk lightly on the land. They honor every stream, every cloud, every stone. This prophecy reminds us, we were not meant to conquer the earth. We were meant to belong to it. Yes, it is wise to store food, to know where clean water is, to have shelter in a time of storm. But deeper still, we must store peace in the heart, forgiveness in the soul, humility in our walk. What good is survival if we have forgotten the spirit? When the land cracks, when the waters rise, do not fear. Listen. These are not punishments. They are messages. From the earth, from the ancestors, from the Creator. The question is not, what is coming? The question is, are we ready to hear it? On a quiet Wednesday, the earth sent another message. A 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck just off the coast of Alaska, near Sand Point on Popoff Island. The shaking was so intense, it triggered a tsunami warning across the Alaska Peninsula, stretching dangerously close to Anchorage. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration acted swiftly, warning of potential destruction. It was sudden. It was strong. And for many, it felt like more than just geology. In Native American traditions, especially among the Hopi, the earth is alive. She speaks when she is disturbed. She groans when balance is lost. This quake came during a time of global upheaval. Solar eclipses, strange weather, wildfires, and rising unrest. Each event seems to echo an ancient truth. When humans forget the sacred, the earth reminds them. The Hopi say the signs will come through the land, the water, the sky. Not to punish, but to awaken. So we must ask, was this quake just another tremor? Or was it a spiritual alarm? In a time of so much shaking, both outside and within, we would be wise to listen. The Hopi prophecy warns us. The ground shall split, and waters shall flood the desert. The shaking will awaken the people. These words are not about doom. They are a spiritual compass, a direction, not a destination. Yes, the earth trembles. Yes, floods come where there once was dust. But these are not signs of the end. They are calls to awaken, to remember who we are and where we come from. The earth does not rage without reason. She cries out when we forget the sacred. She shakes when balance is broken. And yet, in every shaking, a seed of renewal. In every storm, a whisper of return. The Hopi elders remind us, we are the ones we have been waiting for. This moment, this age, it is not just a crisis. It is a chance to walk differently, to live with reverence, to begin again. If this message stirred something in you, share it. Let us remember, together, the signs are not the end, but the beginning of a sacred return.